Hello everybody. Today, we will learn how to install and configure MDT Microsoft Deployment Tool. Let's start. Before installing MDT, you must have Active Directory Domain Service, DHCP, and also WDS. In the description of this video, you will find links to how to install Active Directory Domain Service and DHCP. Now we will start with installing WDS as in the following steps. WDS is installed now. Let's start WDS service as in the following. It's better to install WDS on the DHCP server. Select Integrated with Active Directory as the WDS on machine joined to the domain. We should have another partition formatted in NTFS to store the WDS data. Keep the two selected checkboxes checked if the WDS installed on the DHCP server as I have recommended before. Then click Next. Here do not accept any request and keep it pending till the administrator approve it. Now, we have installed the WDS, and it needs the prepared boot image that will be configured through MDT. Now, if we open the DHCP and enter the scope options, we will find pxeclient on port 60 that the deployment occurs through it. You can find it also on server options. We will start installing MDT. Before that, we should ensure that the machine is connected to the internet. To install MDT, we need to install these two packages. The first is Windows ADK for Windows 11, version 22H2. You will find the link in the description. The second is Windows P add-on for the Windows ADK for Windows 11, version 22H2. You will find the link in the description. Now, we can install MDT. To open MDT, click Start and search for Deployment Workbench Console. Let's start configuring MDT. From Deployment Share, right-click and select New Deployment Share. Here we need to store the deployment share data on NTFS formatted partition as in the following. Write the share name and recommended to be as the default. Now, we have created the deployment share and let's overview its contents. Applications, that will contains all the programs. Operating systems, that will contains all the operating systems. Out of drivers, that will contains all the manufacturer's drivers. Task sequence, is the important part as it will connect all these links. To know how to add program and install it silently, follow these steps. these parameters to install PDF in silent mode. Here we need to add Office 2016 and install it in silent mode. Please, be attention with these steps. Here we can add any operating system we need. If the operating system is ISO, we need to extract it through WinRAR or any other program. Here we can add any manufacturer driver. The driver should be in .inf to can imported. I don't have an .inf driver now, so you can do it as I have mentioned. Here we need to create a selection profile, can link it with the manufacturer driver and then connect it with task sequence. We can see it as in the following. Now, we have configured all MDT settings separately, and so, we need what to link all these settings can have a boot image. This can be done by creating a task sequence. Here select an operating system from the pre-created list. If you have a license for this OS, you can attach it here. To apply any settings be applied after deploying the image, you can configure it through the task sequence. For example, attach the driver, install selective programs, determine Unicode, disable firewall, enable remote desktop, and so on. Here's a very important step where here through these parameters I can deploy any image in silent mode without any interaction from me. I will keep these rules as default as I need you to check the deployment process completely, and in a soonest video we learn how to. Now, we have configured all what I need to be applied. The boot image is ready to be created now, and to do it, follow these steps. The last step is to link the configured boot image to be deployed through the WDS. the new VM and the WDS server must be in the same network. Now, we will test the MDT by trying to create a new virtual machine and make it to boot through PXE network. After entering PXE network boot option, the VM will connect to DHCP to get an IP, then connect to the WDS to start installing the boot image. We should receive a deployment request and needs to be approved by the administrator. Now, the deployment process is started. You can see now the deployment process completely, and soonest we will learn how to install it in silent mode. Here we need to enter a domain admin account, can enter the network. Select the needed task sequence that needed to be applied. Write the computer name and whether to be workgroup or join to the domain and in which OU as in the following. You can select which program you need to be installed. The operating system is deploying now. Now the Windows is started, and the pre-selected programs and the pre-configured settings are installed. Let the Windows till we have received a summary of the deployment process. The deployment process is finished successfully. Let we check the installed programs. Now we have finished and waiting yours in the coming videos.